What is my masculinity? To be honest, I have no idea how to answer this question. I know that it shouldn't have to stick to the gendered and racial definitions that have been laid out by 19 years of existing in this messed up society. Just because I'm a black man doesn't mean I should have to conform to this idea of hypermasculinity. Why can't I be praised for being something other than what is stereotypically deemed as masculine or male? And why the hell do we chastise a woman for displaying the same characteristics that we seek in a masculine man? Society paints an ideal man as someone who is outspoken, physically strong, compassionate, and able to lead others, and yet when a woman displays these same characteristics, she's labeled as bossy, unattractive, and a bitch. The hypocrisy in this is unreal. We treat femininity as if it were a disease. That's the greater issue here. The reason I've spent my entire life trying to adapt to this idea of masculinity, of manliness, is because of all the negativity that we associate with femininity. So what is my masculinity? I really don't know how to answer this question. As I grow as a person and try to understand more about my role in our systemically oppressive society, I'm constantly grappling with the idea of the answer to this question. So for right now, I can't give you a definitive answer, but I think that's okay.
What is my masculinity? My masculinity is coming to terms with the play through the pain mentality that's been instilled in me since age 11. It's, unless you're knocked out, don't know where you are, or the date, you're told, get back in there. He just got his bell rung. He just got his bell rung. Just got his bell rung? He doesn't have a bell to be rung. He has a head with a brain, and that's a concussion. 1 second you're running, the next you feel a sharp pain course through your whole body. Face staring at blades of grass poking through your face mask. You don't think twice about getting up. Get back in there, they say. My masculinity is being here today and telling my story, because I know that my story is not unique to me. Because this definition of masculinity that we've all been funneled into since day one is harmful, not only to ourselves, but also those around us, directly or indirectly. And I encourage you all to not get lost in the definition of masculinity that has been put forth by society, and to instead find your own.
My masculinity doesn't come from power or aggressiveness. My masculinity comes from love and understanding. What is better, to be loved or fear? My masculinity doesn't come from physical capacity. My masculinity comes from the heart. Bravery, courage, and daring. Masculinity doesn't come from the way you live. It comes from the burden you carry in life, going from disappointment to disappointment without losing enthusiasm. The author says, you can't fly, but I'll say, I might try. And maybe one day under the sky, they'll see me smiling.
What is my masculinity? What is my masculinity? That's a tough question, so I'll just start at the beginning. I was born a boy, and now I'm a man. I'll be a man, and I was told to be a man, and I thought, I think I can, but what if I can't? I guess what I'm trying to say is, masculinity really was never part of my story. I'm a man, yes, but by default, I guess, because for the longest time, I thought that masculinity would define me. In the way that I look, act, dress, and express myself, I was worried that it would confine me, so I decided to be a man in my own way, and that ended up being okay. Yet, other people in my life who decide to break this gendered binary get victimized by the same doctrine of manliness that I've been running from. I can't separate myself from the fact that my male privilege makes it okay for me to do this, and that my white privilege makes it a possibility for me that some other men don't have. So, what is your masculinity?
What is your masculinity?
What is your masculinity?
What is your masculinity?